Hey guys, Captain Walnut here, and today I'm going to be talking about villages, villagers, and villager spawning. The reason I'm doing this is because the wiki, while it does contain some information on villagers and villages, the details are pretty scant. So I want to do some rigorous testing to either get some concrete evidence on what the wiki, says, what the wiki states, and to flesh out our knowledge a little bit more. And actually, I have an accidental iron golem farm set up here. Like I talked about in my last video, when an iron golem gets more than 8 blocks away from your spawning area, then a new one can spawn. So that's happened a couple times here. But yeah, so let's just jump right into it. So the wiki is correct in stating that you need at least 15 adult villagers in an area to spawn an iron golem. That area, the wiki doesn't say what that area it is, but from my testing, I have found that that area is a 24 block radius. So if I had 15 adult villagers within 24 blocks of like a house, then the house with the most villagers in it will spawn an iron golem next to it. Now, what constitutes a village? Because like the wiki says, villagers can spawn as long as the number of adults in the village is less than 1/3 of the number of doors. So, for example, if I had 10 doors in my village, then I could have a number up to 3 adults in the village. If I had 11, it rounds down. So if I had 11 doors, I could have 3 adults again. If I had 12 doors, I could have 4 adults. But what constitutes a village? And it's again the 24 block thing, but it acts more like a linked list, not a radius. So this house is within 24 blocks of this house. This house is within 24 blocks of this house. This house is within 24 blocks of that house. So since those are all next to each other, within 24 blocks of each other, this house is in the same village as this house. So the number of doors here add up to all the doors of these together, since all these houses are within 24 blocks of at least one of the other houses. Makes it so all this is a village. So you add up the total number of doors in this village, and that's how you get the number of villagers that can spawn. Now, some people were insinuating that it was either dependent on having a well in the middle or having on the number of enclosed spaces. And I have something set up over here to test that. I can tell you right off the bat that it is not dependent on a well. They will spawn without the well. But I put one in here anyway, just for my first round of testing. And here I have 10 enclosed spaces. 5 are, maybe I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 12 enclosed spaces, sorry. With a total of 24 doors. And I have gotten more than 4 adults. I have, because if it was based off the enclosed spaces, I only be at 4 adults. I actually have, 8 adults now? 7 adults in here? But yeah. The other thing that can happen is it is based off of number of adults. So if I had 20 doors, and I had, that would be a maximum allowed of 6 adults. So 20 doors equals 6 adult max cap. Let's say I had 5 adults and 2 pairs both had children. That can happen. So they both grow up and I'd have 7 adults. That can happen. I've seen it happen a couple times actually. Now, if you're going to do a spawning room, like let's say you're going to have a bunch of doors over here and have another house with just 2 villagers in it to try and get as many villagers out as you can, that won't really work very well, because those villagers, if that house is within 24 blocks of the other one, which would have to be to get the doors to add up, those villagers that were in that house would be so busy trying to get back to the main village that they would not, they would be very unlikely to breed with each other, to mate with each other. So you have to do a standalone house. Yeah. Roses with the iron golems. When an iron golem spawns, it will not have a red rose in its hand. And I don't know why my game is so laggy right now. Give me 1 second. There we go. It was laggy because of the number of iron golems I have trying to track my hostile mobs. So we're back to I'm on peaceful right now. Yeah. So yeah, with the red roses in the iron golem hands, they will not spawn with a red rose in their hands. If there's a child present, there's a chance that the golem could get a red rose in his hands, and then he'll hand it to the child. It's very cute and sweet and stuff. Right. So let me go sleep real quick, and then I'm gonna make a cut, go sleep, and then I'm gonna show you some basic designs for spawning houses for villagers. So see you after the cut. Okay, so let's start with the basic spawning house here. There's a picture of this shown on the wiki. Again, it has to have roof and doors to count as a house. I built this thing about 8 hours ago, and I put 3 adults in here. And as you can see, I've only spawned one sad little guy. This is the way it's shown on the wiki. 6 doors on the outside of a cobblestone wall. So apparently this is not a very efficient at making guys. So instead, I tried out this method here, this little mushroom house, and these guys are. I had these all spread out, but I put them all close together just so you could see them close together. But yeah, so here I thought, what if I put made the walls themselves out of doors and then put guys in there, and they actually spawned really quickly. I built this 3 hours ago. As you can see, they spawned very, very quickly. I'm already at maximum capacity in here. But the problem is they don't spawn as quickly as they could because sometimes they're so busy worried about going through doorways, as you can hear, that they don't focus on mating like I want them to. So I built this one over here, which is exactly like the other one, except they can't reach the doors. I built this one about an hour and a half ago, and it's already at maximum capacity. So, or is it, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 1 less than maximum capacity right now. But I think, yeah, it's 1 less than maximum capacity right now. There we go. So, so yeah, it's just 2 blocks down from the doors, and then the doors go to the outside. And so they spawn very, very quickly in here. This thing counts as its own little village. Yeah. So, and then the roof, of course. So this is 7 by 7 doors, so 28 doors. The 28 divided by 3 equals 9.3. Round down gives you 9. So a total of 9 adults can spawn in here. Then you can carry them away with mine carts or have piston gates open up to water streams to carry them away or something like that. If you carry the adult more than 24 blocks away, a new slot in the quote-unquote village will open up for a new baby, a new villager to be born. Now, why would you want to carry villagers away? You could use it to make an iron golem farm, either for killing them off and getting iron, or for making an infinite iron golem army, like I had in my last video. And like I said, you need at least 15 adult villagers within 24 blocks of each other to get that going. The best idea, though, is to stick them as close together as possible so you can get the best spawning rates. The other thing you could do is you could cart them away to make them busy. You know, like Etho did. You can stick them in your potion room just for decoration. Basically, stick them in your library, stick them in your markets, etc., etc. And speaking of markets, actually, stick in your record shops like BOO and Good did. Yeah. So speaking of markets, though, if Jeb ever implements trading with these guys, that might be a very good thing to do, because maybe you might only be able to trade with somebody once or something like that. Yeah. So Notch a long time ago stated that he wanted you to be able to trade with villagers. And I'm looking for a gold ingot right now. There we go. But we've never been able to do that. But if he ever gets that if Jeb ever implements that, then we could, you know, use this spawning system to get as many of them as we want. Yeah. So that's all there is to this. This is the most efficient spawning system that I came up with this thing really quickly, so I'm sure there are more efficient ones out there, but this is the basics of it. Make the floor 2 blocks down from a bunch of doors and put a ceiling on it. Yeah, okie dokie. Last thing I wanted to mention is you can only spawn brown shirts with the spawning egg, but any type of villager can be spawned from the brown shirts. So like here I have the black aproned guy, and if he would just cooperate and get out of the corner, I would show you him. Get out of there. There, you see he has a black apron on. You saw it, white shirts, purple shirts, etc. White aprons, yeah. All right. Well, so any type of villager can spawn from any type of other villager. It's not like sheep, where only the color of the mother counts. So yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.